Hello, my name is Dominic Underhallhouse and welcome to another episode of Moonbreaker. In today's episode we're still on with the experimental Cinder system, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try a new roster that I built just for this. So, the roster itself. We're running obviously the 2-1 drops, they're going to be the most powerful units every single time. Maximus here, I wanted Scattervine, so Scattervine I actually think is going to be really useful for finishing off units. If your opponent only has a 1 damage captain, or 2 damage captain, you're going to be able to actually gain that tempo advantage as well. Beatrice as well. I just want all the cheap damaging units. So, over here, I've actually got some unusual choices. So I've got Blindsider Esley, again just efficient. Turncoat, because stealing enemy units is even more valuable now. Peacemaker Balm to stun to protect Turncoat. Aria, because again, keeping damage away, killing enemy units is really important. Aria's just decent damage for a 3 cost. And I've got Taria Arsenal, probably just to give Aria or herself rapid fire, because if we get the Cinder advantage, we can really use that. If not, we just don't play her. So I've gone for Extilior as well, because the additional movement speed is really, really impactful when you're trying to do the early plays. And we're going to jump in a couple of games and see what's going on. So I know that Dragon Raven is currently in the queue, so hopefully we're playing against her for some of these games. If you like the video, please do hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you think about this Cinder system in the comments below. It's really interesting to see, and if you think this list is the best way to take advantage of it. And other than that, if you really want to support the channel, go ahead and head over to the Patreon in the description below. But for now, we're going to jump into the queue, and I will see you in game. Okay, we're about to load into our game versus Dragon Raven. So, I don't know if Dragon Raven's actually played with this version of the game before, with this new version of Cinder and that sort of thing, so I'm really curious to see how this goes. What I'm tempted to do now is try and farm additional Cinder off of these. I haven't tried to yet, but it's something I'm really interested in, because if we basically we have a choice, because if we can kill an enemy crew, then that actually stops us having to do any of the farming whatsoever, because we're going to be ahead on Cinder. But if we've got spare Cinder, we can absolutely go ahead and do that. Now the question here is, oh, I don't have assists. Okay, they've appeared. Playing a Deadeye is very interesting to me. So we're actually just going to move up here. Because Deadeye is not that impactful, but they do have Stim Burst, we're going to just pop ourselves down a Tali and an Antios here. We go Tali at the back, Antios at the front.
Every beat strikes a spark.
Because they are slightly tougher.
The power is in my hand.
This is what we want here. So, again, Stim Burst and Nano Shield is interesting, but they need to kill a crew here. If they don't kill a crew, we just win. Like, not actually just win, but we're not far off. Like, if we Stim Burst over here, we can use 4 Cinder to just kill their Deadeye, and that's a good start. We've still got potentially 4 damage left after that fact. So, I mean, the other option is, do we even need Cinder? We could just move in here, spend 2, and try and hit with that. And that actually lets us deploy a Beatrice as well. We can even maybe block them in place over here.
Okay, go, go, go.
So I actually think that's probably our play, depending on the deployment net size. So what if we Stim Burst everything?
Intriguing design. We must do this.
Can Antios just get
Wise
there?
men don't judge, they punch.
Yes, but can...
Focus on the wind.
Okay, so I want to do something a little strange here. I'm gonna push this over here. The reason for that is I want to use Extilior to move Beatrice up this route and stop them scoring. So, what's our deployment range? Okay, so it's not going to be enough, so we're just going to take this objective,
Searching.
hit and spin, and then we're just going to move in this general direction
You control your impact.
a little bit, and then we're going to deploy Beatrice
I am
just in here, hopefully trapping Extilior a little bit. There we go. So their Stim Burst can bring them over here. That probably does mean they can kill Slali, which is unfortunate, but we're kind of just finding things to do here. I do think this was a mistake. Slali is going to die here if Dragon Raven realises what they're going for. But now we're at the point where we are... How much cinder are we? So they got 3 cinder this turn. Okay, and they could deploy Rickety. So the thing with Rickety, though, is Rickety's much worse in this format, because hitting Rickety...
When I rise, they
Does this mean we get a hit back? If this hits back, we're in a great spot. Again, we are now incentivized to try and deal damage to this crew. So, how does Beatrice look here? Beatrice hits Rickety, which is disgusting. However, if we can hit Antios, we cannot. That was a waste. So we can use 2 cinder here, we can use this.
let go with one hand, strike with the other.
We can just, yeah, we can just start putting damage down here. Play Arya back here, because Arya's going to be our damage dealer
I
anyway.
could hide in the corner.
I mean, we can put damage down over here, or we can just try and play it a little safer. I honestly think we're going to lose Drum Dancer Tali anyway. So here I'm just willing to start putting the damage down. That crit matters. We should have... If we'd have rapid fired that, that would have been great. So now we can just place a Maximus down. Maybe say over here. And we'll take this hit. Antios can just move up this route. Shouldn't we'll go slightly further back so the explosion can't hit both of us from their Rickety. We do lose out on a victory point here, but we're not winning by victory points. We're winning by starving them of resources, which is what we're going to start trying to do next turn. So this is fine. They've used 2 cinder on that. And the question is when is it worth them using this? So Stimburst is good, but I don't believe they can fit. Yeah, they can't fit everywhere. This is fine for us. We don't mind about that at all. Because we can just kill this. 2 cinders kill that. Perfectly reasonable. Okay, so they've gone the rapid fire and a shield route. That's fine. So they can just try and kill Beatrice here, it looks like. Or they can just try and kill Antios. This is fine. We just need to kill Taria next turn. They're actually... Okay, they can just go 6 damage on us, yeah? Strangely enough, I'm not even particularly feeling bad about that, because we just clear their resources out. Right. If we can get Taria dead, we're in a ridiculously strong spot. So I think we're actually going to disrupt this that way, if we can. Try and keep Extilior going in the same direction. Use Extilior to take out this. So this looks right to me for what we want to do. So we'll send it in that direction. Perfect. So
The wings were a bad choice.
I don't think Beatrice actually helps here. I think she just is awkward. So let's just Extilior first. Get this. So we do need to try and find out, the best way of dealing with things. So, but we're really chipping this damage in fast. And we're going to be ahead on Cinder, especially seeing as they're only getting 3 now. So we can go for this. It should hit. Yeah. And this can just pop over here. And honestly, I think the plan now should be to put something really terrifying down. So what if we put down, say, Turncoat? Turncoat is terrifying, and this way they have to send their unit over there to deal with it. And Beatrice can just go ahead and block in here. We're not going to melee attack for obvious reasons. Arya doesn't need to move. Yeah, this is our turn here. So they can go for the big damage onto Extilior, but then next turn, yeah, we're just going to run him away. This is going to be dead. So depending on what else they play, there's a good chance we're safe here. Because we take 6, and they don't have enough Cinder to do a lethal. Yeah. Okay, is that in range? It is not in range. Okay, so we are absolutely fine. We're going to Stim Burst away, we're going to block this in with something else, so maybe like an Esley in combat range. We're going to kill over here.
This mask really draws
So we're going to move here, go for stillness.
Close enough.
In fact, how much have we got? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Not quite enough, so we'll just kill this. Reduce their resources down hugely. Now the question is, how do we keep ourselves safe? I actually think we sort of justice this, just so we don't take anything on the crackback. We're going to stim burst our units. Extilior's going to run all the way over here. Try and stay safe.
The mind is
Going to move
complex.
all the way over here with our turncoat. That was actually a mistake because I wanted to hit with Beatrice. We got a crit, which is nice. So Beatrice can move here. Yeah, still hits turncoat, which is unfortunate. So we go for Maximus. We're going to bring Max in as another distraction here. Shield of Hope ourselves. And play Taria Arsenal. Maybe even up here. Which is another move blocking option.
Even the oldest man has fists.
And now we're winning on 2 different fronts. We're winning on damage and we're winning on victory points. We've got them down to 3 resources, which is nothing. Yeah. Like, they can only kill one of these. And there's nothing they can do to get to our captain. They're just running here. Which is it's a shame, because this resource thing, this feels like it could have been a decent game if they had an option of just the last couple of turns playing more things out and having a bit more of a feedback opportunity. So now, they're obviously reluctant to do anything here, and if we just pass 2 turns, we win. So we get 3 victory points here because they have to run away from us.
Want me? I'm right over here.
There's nothing else we really need to do particularly. We can just keep moving, keep deploying units. I mean, we can even just actually just go for Scattervine if we want to, but then that actually does lose us a bit of health. There's
We must do this.
what we're going to do is we're just going to deploy Blindside Wesley here to block this off and make sure they can't get through.
They won't expect me.
So Beatrice can just
Requires
move a little
teensy breaks.
around. In fact, she can just stay there. Maximus can just move in here. Yeah, I don't see any reason to move this forward in case we need to go forward a bit and just pass the turn. Again, they're only getting 3 Cinder. This doesn't do anything for them. Yeah, Scattervine, but they can only play 1. It's just utterly mad. Like, there's no way that this is fun to come back against. And we got the crit back as well.
Hold them off. Prepare to face your
Again, there's nothing really useful here. We get a crit here, we win, but yeah, we can just kill them, but if we're not, we just need to go 1 more turn and we win anyway. Yeah, I mean, it's a mad system. I feel like there's more I should be able to talk about, but it just baffles me that that's where we've ended up. Let's try and go for 1 more, see if Dragon Raven's up for playing another game. If not, we will call it a day there. But that was... Okay, yeah, looks like we are starting another one. It is... Okay, so here's 1 more cinder piles. But again, we didn't need to harvest them because we got the cinder advantage from units. This map looks somewhat familiar.
death has arrived.
Death has indeed arrived for someone.
My objective
Okay.
is my vow.
All looks good so far.
Be brave.
Oh, but we're going first. Okay, so this is fun. This means we get to play. So their movement takes them up to there, so they will be Antios at the front. Drum Dancer Tali just behind. And then the turns. Now the thing is here is there's no option if you want to try and win a reasonable game other than to deploy and hide. There literally isn't. Yeah, they have to hide, and if they hide, we're going to start scoring 2 victory points every turn unless they put their captain in risk. And if they don't deploy anything, they're at risk anyway. We might as well spend our cinder killing the captain. If they do deploy something, we're going to try and kill it. Yeah, that Antios is dead. So now we are going to stim burst everything.
With righteous intent.
I'm going to move our Antios over here.
Dinner
inner energy and hit.
Promote the strength.
We move over here and hit. We're going to move our Extilior over here. And then I'm also just going to deploy our Beatrice right on top of their Extilior.
Watch them
And call it a day. And see what they can do from here. This game's over. There's nothing to do from here. Everything they deploy we kill. We're gradually going to kill their captain. We've won this game on turn 2. Like, I don't see a world. They're stuck on 3 Cinder every turn. We're getting 5. We can just kill that. So here, because again we've got Cinder here, so we're just gonna... Can we get...
No glove.
We can get in range
Who designed
with
this
both of these.
outfit?
So we just go in here and hit.
Again.
This actually, the only reason I'm doing it this way is this actually saves us some Cinder as well. Extilior can come in here and start hitting. Keep them blocked up. This is all fine, and then we're going to play Blindsider Esley over here and just start giving them even less options.
Let's catch some
I
daydream.
genuinely do not see how they win this game. Like, Dragon Raven has lost this on turn 2. There is no way out of here. We've got too much damage.
Will not harm
It's impossible. We're going to score... We've got all the units. So at the moment we're getting, what? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7... No, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Cinder. 2 victory points a turn. We're getting all the damage dealt. Like, there's just... I can just Shield of Hope this and win. Like, I don't see any reason to do anything else.
Focus on the wind.
So we Battle Frenzy here.
Be relentless.
Spend 4 Cinder on a turncoat, making it even harder for them to do anything in the future.
Who's in charge now?
Go for this.
calculate.
We just go for that.
Stop
And
this
here,
now.
we don't even need to do anything
A
at all.
slap is an unrealized
We'll just stay here. I mean, we could even actually, if we wanted to be super safe, just move this back here, move Beatrice in, get the hit, and move Antios just far enough back to go for something next turn. Again, what can Dragon Raven do?
Cinder can be
You can kill Esley, but then we're going to kill you back next turn. We've got enough things to hold together. Antios on its own does the kill. This game was over from turn 2, and it's not a fun system.
stay vigilant.
At least in other ones, there was the additional option of Cinder. Here we just don't have anything to offer apart from time. We just sit and wait. Just deploy more units. Pop an Aria down. I really don't see any way out.
Mingle.
Wait that off. Again, this is only going to take 3 damage. It's the fact that we've left them with only 2 Cinder per turn for the rest of the game, and it looks like at the moment it doesn't seem to stack up. Or actually, no, Dragon Raven used that Cinder. So yeah, it's just... I'm all for it in theory of trying new things. This has just been possibly the quickest a game has been over that I've ever seen.
I could do
Sure,
this
we can
all
die
day.
here. Oh, this can die. Just kill Exilior. I think that has to be game here. So those are 2 pretty speedy games. Again, just to clarify, I am not sold on this system. It's done well for me. I've won games, but this doesn't feel like a game. This feels like I was able to strip a resource away from my opponent and use that to just leverage the rest of the game. It's something that's okay in small doses. It's like in Magic the Gathering in the modern format. There's things like land destruction decks, Ponza. Ponza? Yeah, Ponza. And those are fun to come against occasionally as a bit of a variety, but in general, resource denial is not something that most people find entertaining. These have been really, really one-sided games, and that doesn't give you those exciting moments. So, again, props to the devs for trying this out. I don't think this system works. I'm happy to have done another video with another opponent to get a similar sort of feel. Again, let me know in the comments if you feel the same way, if you feel differently, tell me why I'm wrong if you think I am. Please like the video, hit the subscribe button, and head over to the Patreon if you want to support me that way. But most importantly, have a good day.